How we doing, good people? I guess today's the day I make trucking videos. So I actually had somebody send me a link to Trucker. I don't know when this was, don't really care, but apparently he was in Georgia. And he's pulled over. Couldn't tell exactly where. And they wanted to do a level 1 on him. Level 1 DOT inspection means they're checking everything. As they should. Now, are there asshole DOT officers? Yeah. I think the biggest asshole DOT officer I've ever met was at Banning. The Banning scales are notorious. Everybody knows about the Banning scales. I get pulled in, and at the time, I was driving for the worst company on the road ever. Sure wish I had a faster truck. I drove for them briefly until I had enough of their crap. Don't know what I was thinking ever going with them, but whatever. I was at a low point in my life. Mental lapse, you know. Probably should have checked myself into a nut house, whatever. Anyway. So, when I got pulled in, and I could kind of understand it because a lot of trucks with that company are screwed up drivers. They're notorious. We all know it. We all know what that company does on the road. We all sit up in our trucks. Our butt cheeks start clenching the seat every time one of them starts backing up near one of us. Or we see them in the left lane doing 62 miles an hour. So I get that. They are the worst drivers, the worst company on the road. That being said, not every driver of that company is bad. Some of us just needed a job in a hurry, and that was the company that offered to get us back behind the wheel the quickest, as was my case. Anyway, sorry about that. Had somebody messaging me. Anyway, so I'm on 10. And I'm heading into the LA area. I think at this point I was delivering in I want to say I had a delivery over in Long Beach. Rancho Dominguez, somewhere down that way. So I get pulled in. And he goes, "What am I going to find wrong with your truck?" Now, I'm a southern guy. I'm from South Mississippi, you know. You walk up to somebody, you know, "Good morning. How you doing, sir?" I mean, that's how we are in the South. I get it. It's California, and they're all assholes out there. We know this. He does a full-on level 1, gets a creeper out, goes up under my truck. It's hot. I'm in the desert. I think it took him probably, I think he went through my truck for a good hour, maybe hour and a half. Had to mess with my brakes and, you know. Of course, I've only got about 25,000 in the box, so not really heavy. Set at California bridge law, no problem. You know, brakes are fine, lights are fine. Guy wanted to write me a ticket, but he couldn't. And I honestly, I saw pain when he had to put that sticker on my windshield. Now, this is back in 2015. And he was pissed. Couldn't get me on a log violation. Couldn't get me on anything at all. Of course, with that particular company, you're not going to get me on a log violation, considering that I was doing 2 34-hour restarts a week because I didn't kiss the dispatcher's ass. I refused. So I've actually had that. And then I've been to other states where DOT officers were actually very pleasant. Arizona. Every time I go through Arizona, they're always nice to me. New Mexico. Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Ohio, Kentucky, Maryland, right there outside of D.C., in between Baltimore and D.C. Got pulled in there. Was a rookie officer, and he was a cadet actually, and they were training him. They did a level 3 on me. Nice, professional. You know, I actually gave the kid a few pointers from my law enforcement days. You know, New York's never given me any problems. Pennsylvania, which I rarely get pulled in Pennsylvania. But, of course, when they do, everybody gets pulled in Pennsylvania. Most DOT officers I've dealt with have been very nice. Dealt with one in Nebraska that, I'm going to tell you right now, if I ever go through there and do a 34... yeah, I could see myself hanging with that dude. I mean, hell, he was cool as shit. You know, be the kind of guy I'd go have a beer with. Go pick up some girls at a bar or whatever, you know. I mean, as long as you're cool with the DOT officers and you don't have an attitude, they're probably going to do right by you. They're going to do their job. They're going to enforce the law. Absolutely. I would say, honestly, California is the only state where I've really run into asshole DOT officers. Doesn't matter to me because I don't run to California anymore. I've got no reason to go to that state. Don't care if I ever go back to California. But for the most part, they're just doing their job. Now, I mean, there are some places to where DOT just don't play. Florida does not play, but FHP, and I know a few FHP officers. Of course, you know, I was law enforcement myself down in Florida. I worked for the Department of Corrections down there. Very professional. But they're going to do their jobs. They're nice, they're professional, they're polite, but they're going to do their jobs. I have nothing wrong with that. So when you get pulled into a scale house and you refuse to allow them to do their jobs, you're making it not just harder on you, but they're humans. You make them work, they're going to have a bad day, and you may not catch the brunt of it. Yeah, they're going to write you for every little thing they can. They're going to do everything they can to get you because you have pissed them off. It happens. But guess who else are going to come after? That next truck that comes in there. The truck after that. The truck after that for the rest of the day. So you just made it harder on your brothers out here on the road. We're supposed to be a brotherhood. And I'm going to give you a flip side to this DOT story. I had a truck driving for a company. It's another piece of shit company. They wouldn't fix this truck. So I pulled into the DOT, pulled right up, pulled around, and asked them to do a level 1 on this truck so they'd put it out of service so they'd get it fixed. Yeah, I needed money. That's why I was driving the truck. But that thing needed to be put out of service and needed to be fixed. And you know what? Guess who didn't get the ticket? The company did. It went against the company CSA scores. But it didn't fall on me. DOT actually probably added years to my life because of that. The company fired me and I didn't care. I was actually glad to be fired from that company. Because they were unsafe. They found more DOT violations on that truck and trailer than I care to count. I'm cool with that. But I digress. Not all DOT officers are bad. Most of them just want to do their job and go home. They don't want to fine you. They know you have a hard job. They know you're away from your family. They know that if they write you a warning or write you a ticket, it goes against your personal CSA score. They know this. But they're going to do their job because that's what the state pays them to do. And if you don't like dealing with the DOT, nobody said you had to drive that truck. World needs plenty of bartenders, buddy. World needs plenty of burger flippers. Go find something else to do. I'm not saying that you're going to run across, that every DOT officer you're going to run across is going to be a nice guy. Some of them are on a power trip. Just like some cops are on a power trip. Some of them just love to hold your livelihood in the palm of their hand with this ink pen. Don't give them a reason. Don't be an asshole. Give you a good quote by Marine Corps General Mad Dog Mattis. Be polite, be professional, but have a plan to kill everybody that you meet. When it comes to the DOT, you kill them with kindness. You kill them with politeness. You comply with their orders. Otherwise, you're going to pay the price. Their job's not at risk. Your job is. And you can threaten them with all the lawsuits that you want and everything that you've learned off of YouTube, and, show them your YouTube law degree and your Facebook law degree all you want to. But you're going to lose. And lose big you will. And I'm going to tell you right now, if I had a driver driving for me that pulled that stunt, that driver would be out of a job as soon as I found out about it. That driver would be fired. Clean out your truck. As a matter of fact, leave it at the scale house. I'll come move it for you. Get your stuff out of my truck. Catch a cab to the airport or bus station. Your last check will be direct deposited. That's how strongly I feel about it, folks. Now, you can call me a bootlicker or whatever you want. I don't really give a damn. But you do not put a target on somebody else's DOT number. Let me run something else by you for those of y'all that think that it's okay. Everything's on computer now. Your logs, your pre-pass every time you go through a scale. DOT inspections are all computerized. If you're an asshole to a DOT officer, your CSA score is going to, or your DOT number is going to have a flag on it. And every driver for that company, you can damn well bet for the next foreseeable future, will meet every DOT officer at every scale house that you go through. You're going to get that flashing red light every time it's open. Pull in. Oh, you drive for Triple X Dumbass Company. Pull around, driver. What am I going to find wrong with you? I will fire a driver for that. And if a company's smart, they'll follow that model. Because you just put a target on the company. And every little warning, every little infraction, every little thing, that marker light that likes to go out once in a while, that chicken light, because it loses its ground, that goes against a company's CSA score, and they know it. And when it goes against a company's CSA score, guess what that means? CSA score is going up. If your CSA score is going up, brokers are looking at that, and they're going to go, man, this is not a safe company. I don't want to drive. And all they got to do is look up on SaferWeb. All they got to do is go on SaferWeb. And there's brokers that'll say, well, if your CSA score gets beyond this point, we're not going to deal with you. Your CSA score is this high? No, Nope, you're not running our freight anymore. Now you're taking food from other drivers' mouths because you want to be a dumbass. I'm the kind of guy, you mess with my money, we're going to have some problems. Y'all think about it. Be safe.